How have your haters underestimated you? Pick a card. Here are your piles. We'll see you in your reading. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out, how have you been underestimated by your haters? I'm getting on this. It could be family members, friends, co-workers and bosses, exes, and communities that you used to frequent or frequent. This particular hater is someone who feels that they do not have options. They are stagnant. They underestimated you because they wanted to believe that you were someone who was caught up in addictions, that you went through so much in your life that in order to deal with your problems, you would cover them over with alcohol and drugs and maybe partying a lot. The reality is you're someone who's a guide, a teacher, a mentor, someone that people can look up to because you have gone through a lot of hardships in your life and you've overcome those hardships by learning lessons from what you go through and then looking for solutions to those problems. The other reality about you is that you're someone who is strategic in the way you operate. So you gather information about a situation before you make a decision. You're someone who is very ambitious and you pursue your goals. You have this particular hater who is represented by windswept region. There's someone that I'm getting on this, their emotions are very much so imbalanced. This hater, they underestimated you because they were saying that you were someone that didn't like to explore your horizons. You haven't been anywhere. You haven't explored anything. You haven't really had any experience. This is how they've underestimated you. The reality is you are someone who operates in balance. It's one thing to have great experiences, enjoy your life and have fun, but you need to make sure that everything is balanced and stable in your life. So you need to make sure that you have food to eat, clothing on your back and a roof over your head. That needs to be the foundation. You are also someone who has a beautiful life. You also take care of yourself physically and have your plans, whether you're going regularly to the gym, maybe you do meal prep, maybe you just trying to cook better meals. This particular hater is represented by the temple. They're acting like they're someone who's into spiritual practices and they let that guide their life. But if that were the case, they wouldn't be hating on you, because people who are in this centered state of peace and spirituality, they know that they need to love themselves and they need to go deeper and reflect on their own life. So this particular hater, they underestimated you because they believed you were someone that liked to just have fun and that's it. But then they found out that you were someone that had lots of influence on others, that you were someone that most people would look to for advice, or even just people look up to you. The other reality is that you were someone who can shape your life and create a life that you want for yourself. You have this other hater represented by supermarket, someone who likes to explore lots of options, just explore different experiences. This particular hater, they underestimated you because they were thinking that you were a lost soul. They thought you were someone who was very confused in life and that you felt defeated and that you were struggling very badly and you were wandering. The reality of the situation is you're someone who's in harmony with yourself. You know truly who you are. You know about the experiences you've been through. You stick with things that are for you. The reality is that you're a boss. You're someone who leads your own life. This particular hater is represented by Heartbreak place. There's someone who is hurting right now. They are dealing with grief. They underestimated you because they were seeing that you were someone that was trying to present yourself as someone disciplined and pure. The reality is you are an actual problem solver. You examine things when it comes to your life. You look at problems in your life. You assess, gather data and information, and figure out how you can solve that problem. You're someone who is disciplined in being able to execute on goals. And you don't ask questions. You don't need to ask a whole bunch of questions because you already know how to problem solve. You're skilled enough to know what to do. This particular hater is represented by hotel. They like a lot of luxury. They like to have these experiences that are very comfortable. This particular hater underestimated you because they thought your life was not beautiful. They assumed that your life was chaos. It was not a beautiful painting. There was too much messiness going on. That's how they underestimated you the whole time. You're someone who is very nurturing. You're very loving to yourself. That self-love is what governs you. And your life is very beautiful when you have self-love. You're also someone who goes after your aspirations. So you're unstoppable when it comes to you going after what you want. Spirit, are there any other descriptions you'd like to provide for me regarding these haters? I got a Pisces on the cusp, someone in the tech industry, so coworkers, bosses, a boomer, Gen X, neighbors. You got neighbors that are hating. Someone in your professional association. Someone with blonde hair and blonde straight hair. Gen Z, a Virgo, a father. Someone who's athletic build. Spirit, are there any takeaways you'd like to provide to pile one? Every day I focus on what is important. If you're focused on the things that matter, that's how you're going to achieve your goals. Those are the messages I have for you, pile one. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Plus comment if any of these messages resonated with you. I offer personal readings and the details are in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out, how have you been underestimated by your haters? I'm getting on this. It could be family members, friends, co-workers and bosses, exes, and communities. You have this first hater who emotions are like this amusement park. It's up and down, just like a roller coaster. This hater underestimated you because they believed you were someone who was trapped, someone who didn't know how to get out of certain situations. But the reality is you're someone who knows how to inquire and ask a lot of questions so that you don't stay trapped in any situation. So if you see that once you get more information on a situation by asking questions and you find out it's not for you, you're willing to gather that information and then make a decision about it. And in you making a decision, you move forward. The reality is you are someone who is a seeker of knowledge so that you can make an informed decision on a certain scenario, on a certain situation. And so you don't ever stay trapped in anything. You have this particular hater who is represented by a swimming pool, someone who likes to have fun. They like to just enjoy the leisurely things of life, but that's about it. They also like to play mind games. This particular hater, they underestimated you because they believed you were someone that was wandering and confused and didn't know what to do with their life. You're bankrupt. You're hungry, you don't have any money for food, you're in solitude and very unhappy being in this solitude state, and unemployed, and you don't have any way to make money or anything like that. The reality is you are someone who has wisdom, you have experience, you have learned your lesson. You also have the wisdom to be able to get yourself out of situations. So if there's job loss, you look for a solution. So you're over here using wisdom in situations where there may be some form of challenge or struggle. The other reality about you is that you're someone that knows how to manifest well. So using your wisdom, you know how to make things happen. You have this particular hater who is represented by factory, someone who just does what everybody else does. This particular hater underestimated you because they believed that you were a performer, you were wearing a mask, you were being fake, you were pretending. The reality is you are someone who's very proficient in your life. You know what to do when it comes to pursue my goals or work on projects or make my life better. You're really trying to make your life better. It's not fake. You're someone who's a leader, an individual entrepreneur. You could be a literal entrepreneur or a leader in your own life. You have this particular hater. This is a hater that doesn't believe that they do have options to explore in terms of possibilities in their life to make it better. This particular hater believes that you're disloyal and that you've betrayed them, and you're also deceitful because maybe they didn't see it coming that you were going to have a separation from them. The reality is you were someone who is a government official. You are the one that makes the final decision when it comes to your life, when it comes to partnerships. So if you assess that something is not good for you, you are going to gather all the information and the data, and you're going to make an informed decision that's going to be best for your well-being. You are someone who's innovative, creative when it comes to your life. So that's what you're going to manifest. You have this particular hater who is represented by plants that are being watered by the rain. So I'm getting growth on this, but it's a false growth because if they were really growing, they wouldn't be worried about you. So this particular hater, they underestimated you because they believe you that as someone who's very lazy, that is not someone who takes control of their life. They just sit around and just mope and do nothing, and they don't try to make progress in their life. The reality is you are the driver. You steer your life in the way that you want to see it, and you are going towards the destination in which you want to go. And due to you doing all the steering, you were living this leisurely life. It is something that's very calm and leisurely, so you're setting yourself up in that way. You have this particular hater who's represented by someone who has hidden wisdom, but it's not real wisdom because they wouldn't be hating on you. This particular hater believes that you're someone who is trying to present yourself like you're in harmony with your emotions, someone who resonates with yourself and others, and that you're a very balanced person, but it's just a performance. But the reality is you're someone that avoids people that are in addictions. And so you avoiding these types of people actually creates harmony and balance for your own life. And due to you being able to be the leader in your own life, being your own guardian, your own gatekeeper, you the one making all the decisions about your life and how you want it to look, you're going to be in harmony and balance because you're the one steering the ship. Spirit, are there any other descriptions you'd like to provide regarding these haters? I got religious community that's hating. They don't like the way you have taken a leadership role in running your own life and not really looking for their guidance. A Leo, someone with hazel eyes, an Aries, someone in construction fell out, someone in secret society has an issue with you They thought you were a certain way, but found out you were not. Maybe they thought you were less powerful than you really are. That's what I get on that. Sometimes people think, oh, well, you look really sweet. So if you're sweet, then that means you're naive and I could take advantage of you. Whole time they find out you're lying behind the scenes. A sister, someone who's Caucasian, a karmic feminine, a grandpa. Grandpa comes out all the time for me. Somebody's grandpa. Y'all need to watch out for somebody's grandpa. Spirit, are there any takeaways you'd like to provide? I am courageous and powerful. Everything you do in your life, you show that you have the courage. You show that you have the power to decide for your life how you want it to look like. Those are the messages I have for you, Pal 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Plus comment if any of these messages resonated with you. I offer personal readings and the details are in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out, how have you been underestimated by your haters? I'm getting on this. It could be family members, friends, co-workers, bosses, exes, and communities that could be these haters in these piles. This particular hater is represented by the bathroom. They're a hater who wants their reputation to be very clean and pristine, but it's all surface. Underneath it is a lot of mess. This particular hater, they underestimated you because they believed that you were someone of a player. Maybe you were someone that liked to deal with a lot of different people. You could be a player in a sense that they see you as someone who's all over the place with your life. The reality is you were someone who was moving at a rapid speed like an athlete. You know how to make decisions and choices based on gathering information. And the reality is you are living a life that's in harmony, in balance, and you do what resonates with you. You have this hater or haters, represented by the church. They're probably people who used to be from a community that you used to be a part of, maybe in church, maybe you no longer attend church. Or there's simply just people in general that believe that they are the authority over you in your life. This particular hater, they underestimated you because they believe that you're someone who is very disloyal and you're deceitful because they didn't see this separation coming. The reality is you were looking for communities that resonate with you. You want connections that are loving, that are kind. So when you're loving and kind to people, when you're respectful to people, you expect the same in return. And if you do not receive that, you're going to go to another community and go find it. You are someone who is on your journey and learning through your experiences. You're being adventurous. You're seeking newer horizons. You're looking for what satisfies you in life. You don't just stick with what someone says this is right for you. No, you look for what is right for you. You have this particular hater represented by beauty salon or haters. They're the type of haters that they like to focus on beautifying and surface things that make everything look beautiful in their life, but may not be that underneath. This particular hater, they underestimated you because they believed that you were selling this persona of this entrepreneur, this leader. What the reality is that you were someone who is disciplined. You purify your life of all toxic energy around you and things that do not serve you. And you being disciplined to do that puts you in the driver's seat as the captain, the one that is the leader, the one that is the decision maker, the one that is the official say so. This isn't you selling leadership, it's real. You have this particular Hater, represented by the streaks. This represents just people that just do what everybody else does. This particular hater underestimated you because they believe that you were someone who is in this stage of still trying to get information. You're still trying to figure things out in your life. You're not sure yet about what you're doing and how you're directing it. You don't know. Whole time you're someone who is beautifying your life, but not beautiful in a fake way, but beautiful for real. Because you are the navigator, you are the one making the progress in your life, and it's very clear that you've made progress in your life because you're the one navigating and guiding it. This hater, or haters, represented by winding path, their lives, these haters or hater is someone who has a windy path ahead of them. It's very challenging to navigate. This particular hater underestimated you because they believe that you like to tell a lot of stories, you know, about what your life was like, but it's not real. You're just telling stories that are fake. Whole time you're someone who's in pursuit of your goals. You're using all of these strategies. You're aiming for what are the things that you want in your life. So these aren't just stories. All the stories or all of the experiences that you've had and shared, they're real experiences that you've learned from. You use as wisdom to be able to strategize. You're someone who's a influencer. You have a lot of influence over people because you've learned from your experiences in life. Those stories that you told, they're real. And a lot of people resonate with those stories because they've gone through the same thing. You have this other particular hater who likes to be comfortable and they stick with family. They may be in a family where they're not really happy, but they just stick with the family anyways. This particular hater, they underestimated you. They're saying you're not someone who knows how to create blueprints. You don't know how to plan well. You're all over the place and you don't know what you're doing. The reality is you better believe that you have the courage to be able to pursue those plans, those goals. You are willing to take on the challenge to go get what you want. And as a result of you having that courage to proceed with those blueprints, you're able to create a beautiful life that's like a painting. Spirit, can you give me more descriptions regarding these haters? I'm getting a Sagittarius, in-laws that are haters, someone with green eyes. Oops, I got someone who's curvy and someone in the finance industry. I got someone with dark, straight hair. Ooh, grandpa came out again. It never fails that somebody got some hater grandpas. A baby mama who's hating. A religious cult. Spirit, are there any takeaways you'd like to provide to pile 3? I let go, I release, I am within perfect possibilities. In order for me to have more possibilities, I have to let go of stuff that's not working. Those are the messages I have for you, pile 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded. Plus comment if any of these messages resonate with you. I offer personal readings and the details are in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed your reading.